So sometimes you get caught in the side mount, and he has his arm really deep, not on here, around. And you see, a lot of times people really despair about this deep arm, the far arm, and they say, well, I can't escape because of this arm. But it's like anything in life. You can look at it as a huge obstacle, or you can say, you know what, I probably can do something with this arm. So let's see what I can do with this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn again and just feed this arm in here. That by itself is nothing special. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep turning, make a little space, and keep turning into him. And as I keep turning into him, his right arm loses relevance, it loses efficiency. So a lot of guys, what they do, they start clamping around my tricep and put the elbow on my belly, right on there, really tight. So now I'm caught, I can't turn away and I can't turn into him. And that's a very reasonable thing to do. Turn me around a bit so they can see what you're doing with the arm. It's a very nice pin. Just kind of pull this in. If you've been here before, you know it's a tough pin. But I still make space here. So how I want to react, I'm going to bring the other arm underneath. And I go on top of his elbow here, and I just grab his wrist. This is nice and tight. At the same time, to help you, I grab his gi here. I hold this gi tight as well. So from here, I'm going to walk my legs away. And as soon as I start walking away, I'm going to start rolling on my belly. And I end up on the other side, I just turn around for visibility right here. I release, or I hold the arm if I want to, and I got a nice stable side mount. I'm going to do this one more time. See, it's here. Everything is deep, it doesn't look good for me. I make a little space, and as I turn, his arm has to come up. It makes no sense to have it on my back. So once the arm is here, I make a little space, my other arm feeds underneath, I grab the wrist and I grab his gi here, pulling it down onto me. Now I can simply roll, and I'm already going towards my belly, taking him with me and establishing side mount. Alright guys, so there are a couple of details about this that makes it really efficient. It doesn't look like much in the beginning, but it's very important to walk. Okay, so here's his arm really deep. And just by me putting my arm in here and start to turn, I'll force him to do this. It's a very common response, otherwise the arm would be useless. Remember, my close arm is still checking his hip, so you can't start walking around me and attacking my arm. So from here now, when I'm ready, I feed this arm underneath and trap. If I try to roll him from here, I have a hard time. Instead, I really want to make sure I walk over here, and that makes it much easier. Doing this does not guarantee he's going to go. Sometimes he got good base, sit back and turtle, and I'm going to roll out of here, and I'm going to end up here. If I do, I will take right away my leg, step over, and attack the omoplata, because his arm is already twisted by resisting and not rolling with me. So he feels pressure on his shoulder when he does it, but in the end, if he's flexible enough, his shoulders are good enough, he might be able to resist. So one more time, I push in here, I come around, I turn, and I come up here. You see where his arm is? I'm going to follow up right away into the next move. One other detail I want to show you is this. If you set this up right, you can actually go right into the paper cutter. So in here, I turn into him, but this time I take my thumb and I insert it into his collar. Now when I reach around and I start walking around him, rolling him, at the time I come up on the other side, I come up and I right away apply the paper cutter. I like to grab his wrist and I like to pull the arm up like an Americana I'm doing, making it very hard for him to move his shoulders because they both locked. One last time. It's here, drive this in, my hand goes right in it, thumb goes right in the collar. I'm attacking this arm here, I walk, I'm rolling him over, and as I exit, I play the choke.